Good day, everyone. Welcome to the United Nations meeting via video conference. I'm Crisalin Bartola, and I'm the representative of the Philippines to this United Nations Security Council.
What is the root cause of the Russia-Ukraine war, and what kind of global divide is it making?
Ukraine and the Russian Federation are in state of war. This means there are no diplomatic ties between these two countries at present. While this is devastating news in the middle of a health crisis, it is not exactly a surprise. Back in 2014, Ukraine and Russia's relations were already delicate. It was, the, it was 2014 when the Russian Federation, under the leadership of Vladimir Putin, annexed Crimea from Ukraine. This year, Russia went even more aggressive and started a broad invasion of Ukraine, including its populated capital, Kyiv. As a result, Ukraine is now forced to defend its sovereignty and independence. The tension between Russia and Ukraine go years back. However, the tensions escalated in 2021 when Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urged US President Joe Biden to let Ukraine join NATO. The Ukrainian-Russia crisis continues to evolve at the geographic boundaries of Eastern Europe, but Alexei Honcharov believes the conflict is much about democracy and ideology as it is about borders. Ukraine has struggled to forge an independent path, torn between Europe and the United States in the West and its long-standing ties to Russia in the East. And this is the global divide happening between these countries.
What are the implications of the war to the Philippines? What do you think is the opinion of the ordinary Filipinos of the war?
The conflict in Ukraine has economic, trade, and human resource implications for our country and for our people in the Philippines. We know by now that the Russia-Ukraine crisis exacerbates Philippine inflation, and here are the following. Number 1. Record high oil prices. With the Russian-Ukraine tension escalating, oil prices are also their all-time high in the past 7 years. As a result, economists warn that this will drive the price of goods up and unprecedented levels. In fact, current predictions also see this driving up transportation and utility costs. Another result of higher oil price is elevated energy prices. 2. Weakened peso against US dollar. The high oil prices hurt more than direct oil consumers' pockets. With high oil prices and costlier imports, the Philippine peso is also weakened against the US dollar. When the price of oil shoots up and the cost of borrowing is equally high, the Philippine peso's purchasing power is significantly lesser. 3. Falling Philippine shares. Next, the Ukraine-Russia crisis indirectly affects the Philippine stock exchange. In fact, Philippine shares dropped by 2% last February 24. In addition, the shares index also fell by 1.9%. On the top of this, the U.S. Federal Reserve may increase interest rates, which caused more anxiety for investors. In simple terms, the collective indirect impact of the Ukraine-Russia war would slow down the Philippine economic recovery. While we are not directly trading with Russia and Ukraine, spillover impacts can still affect us. The worst-case scenario for our country is an economic fallout. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez describes the impact of the war as a ricocheting bullet, and the Philippine economy is collateral damage. But despite this possibility, Dominguez remains optimistic that the Philippines has enough tools to get through the crisis. Aside from the rising oil prices, Filipino will also see a price increase in many commodities. For one, food prices are likely to shoot up. In line with this, the government plans to increase food local production by rolling out subsidies to farmers to offset its effects. In addition, the government is also expanding the rice stock buffer by at least 30 days. And also, the opinion of the ordinary Filipinos of the war is they think that it's just a war, but they don't know what's behind will affect the Philippines from it.
What specific steps do you recommend that the UN or other international organizations must take to stop the war?
As the Philippines representative to the United Nations Security Council, the steps that I will recommend to the UN and other international organizations to stop the war are the following. The UN Security Council should provide peace talks or peace treaties. 2. There should be an equal treatment between these two countries in terms of understanding each other's point of view or perspective. 3. The Security Council should conduct an investigation pertaining to who really started this aggression. 4. Impose economic sanctions to those both countries, not only to the bigger one, specifically the Russia. 5th, impose international law. And that's all. Thanks for listening and have a great day.